The entire entertainment industry is up in arms as they all worry that Marvel may have lost its legs. The MCU dredging around and the ratings are down. Daredevil coming out on Disney Plus without much of a fuss from audiences. Ratings, how bad are they? Well, what if we told you the debut of Daredevil is lower than Agatha all along? Now people are wondering, will Marvel be around for much longer? We'll tell you what we think right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where every day is a sunny day and we are A-OK explaining the news, specifically when it comes to entertainment. And we hope keeping the blues away, although that would be very difficult for Disney and Depression. Thy Name is the Mouse, as they are looking at being trounced when it comes to public interest in the MCU. Today, we'll tell you why it's not just a few errors that are blocking them, and it could be too late. Folks, click the like button and let's get underway. All right, folks, starting off with a situation that has all of Disney in a panic today. It's tragic, but it is the reality they face. It turns out that Marvel, not Star Wars, but this will be the opening debut, Marvel is in maybe deeper trouble than Star Wars. Here's the story. Out of Variety by Salome Hailu, it says The Acolyte reaches 11.1 million views in 5 days. And that was 3 million short of the Ahsoka debut. Folks, all you need from this one is the headline. Just look at it. 11.1 million views in 5 days. You all know that The Acolyte was canceled. It was even canceled before it ended. And then nearly 3 million short of the Ahsoka debut, which means that we have been on a cascading domino effect of failure, of falling, right? Everybody knows that. Well, let's fast forward from the past, from yesteryear to today. Out of Variety by Joe Otterson, Daredevil Born Again launches with 7.5 million views on Disney Plus.
Oh boy.
This is catastrophically bad. Daredevil Born Again enjoyed a strong launch on Disney Plus. Let's just pause on that statement for a minute. Let's go back, everybody. If that's a strong launch, I want to know what The Acolyte was, because it must have been incredible. It must have been amazing. Where were we during that launch? I wish we had covered it, because it was clearly more amazing than I recall. Daredevil Born Again enjoyed a strong launch. According to the Mouse House, the Marvel television series drew 7.5 million viewers in its first 5 days. So this is not an apples to orange. This is apples to apples.
Wow.
With a view defined as total stream time divided by runtime, that makes it the biggest streaming debut on the platform this year. Boy, this is getting better. So
unintentional self-own.
Yeah, the unintentional self-own. Disney does not regularly release viewership information, really, about its streaming shows. So exact comparisons are difficult. Yeah, well, we're pretty good at it here. But for some context, it was previously reported that the Sterling K. Brown drama Paradise drew 7 million views across its first 9 days of streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus this year. The first episode of fellow Marvel show Agatha All Along hit 9.3 million views in its first week of availability in September 2024. So not only did it come in under The Acolyte by a lot, it came in under Agatha. And the way that they're trying to find something that it can outperform in this article is to go to some show called Paradise. Guys, have we done any videos on Paradise? Culture, have you been doing any videos on Paradise?
Yeah.
You sang some songs about Paradise, but that's a different story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no.
Yeah.
Paradise is the
It
show.
wasn't it over by the dashboard lights?
No.
And I won't make the 2 tickets to Paradise joke that was brewing in the background there. With Paradise, that is a show on Hulu. It is brand new, and it's Sterling K. Brown. So I'm going to guess it was not nearly as expensive as one of these very effects-driven Marvel shows or Star Wars shows. These are very easily $200 million shows. So I'm thinking Paradise probably doesn't have that kind of budget.
Well, how's this for fun? We've just been reading out of Forbes that Andor had a $600 million plus budget, right? So I don't know what
Yes,
I don't know what the budget is.
$645 million. Yes.
I don't know what the budget is for Daredevil Born Again, But 7.5 million views, it's not going to chart. It will never appear on Nielsen. It will never appear on Illuminate if this is what it's going to do. And I want to go back now. I want to go back in the Wayback Machine of 1 week ago and say how dumb this was. Guys, what did we talk about? What did we talk about when this came out? We said Disney was doofus level extreme because they put this out on the same night as the joint speech to Congress, right, from President Trump. They put this out. They attempted to go up against the speech to the joint session of Congress, and the legacy media all came out and they tried to pretend that viewership for that was terrible. They ignored the new media. They ignored that people watched it on YouTube and X. They ignored that people checked it out on the Green Machine. And so this is the result of that. Disney could have released this on a Monday. Disney could have released this on a Wednesday. Instead, Disney wanted to go up against President Trump. And as a result, they have nothing to show for it. And now the narrative is not that Daredevil shows Marvel has a way forward after the failure of Captain America: Brave New World, but rather this is a second failure in a row from Marvel. And it has people wondering now, can Marvel ever come back? Panel, your thoughts.
I think this is this is the biggest thing that Marvel has right now. This is the last bit of credibility that they have left, and they borrow it from wherever they can borrow it. Just like in the same way that No Way Home relied on those old Spider-Man movies. I say those old Spider-Man movies. I watched them in theaters. I'm not that young. Or Deadpool and Wolverine, which wasn't necessarily even a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. It was a Fox movie that was a holdover from everything they have here. There was a lot of credibility in the nostalgia for what Daredevil did on Netflix back in the day. And they bought all of that and tried to say, okay, we're going to continue it. They were trying their best to say, see, it's that old thing that you like. But I don't think they have any ground left to cover, which is why they're having to pay so much money to bring Robert Downey Jr. back in to play Tony Stark. The nostalgia window is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking for this company, where they're trying to get you to, oh, see, remember how you felt in 2019? There's your nostalgia. Now, this is they're running out of resources here to try to get people wispy for this. They're going to have to go to 1960s Captain America with the really janky ears that were like pasted onto the side of the guy's helmet to try to get some nostalgia here, and it's not going to work.
Well, here's a question. This lost to the Acolyte. It also lost to Agatha. Outside of Spider-Man and Wolverine, is there anything left at Marvel? Like, is this the year that we see Marvel and there's no argument anymore? It's just collapsed. I don't know, but I think it's looking more likely.
I think this was one of their last big hopes right here, because they were trying to, make the case that they were trying to reach disenfranchised fans with this show. I think they were trying to hope that they would pull them back in, the people that were pushed away by the MCU stuff. I mean, I like the show. I know, you're showing a tweet from Gary here. He liked the show. A lot of other people enjoyed the direction they were going in. It's just that I think it's too little too late. I think Marvel has just it's been too long and too many, failed properties. And there's rumors flying around about the cameo that's coming in the 5th episode. And if that's the case, I think everybody that already that likes the show currently is going to abandon it. And it's, it's not good for Marvel. They have exhausted any and all goodwill the fans might have once had for them. And because of that, they can't even get a hit with something that is a sequel to what I and many other people believe is the best thing Marvel ever did, which was the original Daredevil Netflix series.
Well, that's the thing, Marvin. This, to me, if they were going to make a comeback, if they were going to have a turnaround, this had to be it. Because It's not going to be Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is not going to bring them back. So we're not going to have a triple, right? This is going to be back-to-back failures. That's what I see.
Absolutely. I mean, when you go from Agatha to this, you would assume that okay, well, it's something about superhero lesbian witches. I don't know if they're in space from that one. Obviously, they're from space in the Acolyte. You would assume that it's the content that is the issue there, but to have an even larger dip for something that people have been saying, oh well, yeah, Daredevil, that was great. Let's do that again. Vincent D'Onofrio, he's amazing. Charlie Cox's Daredevil, really good stuff. They're bringing back the love interest. Oh, they're bringing back Punisher. There's so much there that could have been a hook to bring people in, but it's the fact that it exists on a teeny tiny streaming service that no one watches. In practicality, it does make me wonder how many people have a Disney Plus subscription that are just not even aware that they have a Disney Plus subscription at this point.
And as we get ready to wrap up this particular conversation, I would just add to this. We just had the Morgan Stanley conference discussion with Dana Walden, right? Who's one of the big wigs at Disney, might be the next CEO if Disney's really unlucky, but they might be aiming for that. And she's been bragging big time about Disney streaming and their market share, their ratings, and all of that. And there seems to be a major disconnect. The idea that Disney is doing phenomenally well seems to be disproven every single time one of these numbers comes out. And it's going to get very hard for them to spin their way out of this any longer. That's what I think. Panel, if you've got any final thoughts on this one, we'll take them. But it's looking to me right now like we might actually be seeing the sunsetting of Marvel outside of a few particular properties such as Spider-Man, Wolverine. If Blake Lively doesn't kill it, maybe Deadpool.
Well, Blake Lively's killing everything related to Ryan Reynolds, but no, I'm going to push back a little. I know you're not used to that because
I'm never
contrarian. Am I? I'm going to introduce the idea that this just premiered in a bad slot because it came out the night we were not going to cover Daredevil, and we were going to cover a political event that was kind of stirring for most of America. Especially on the digital side of things. It was huge on the tubes. So when you think about, maybe the president talking on the night that you're going to show your thing, maybe the president's going to win, and that's going to suppress your viewership.
Permission to do pushback on the pushback culture for an interesting conversation.
Certainly.
Okay. It's a 5-day measure, though.
Sure.
So, and granted, this was really dumb on Disney's part, as we said back then. Mm-hmm. Going up against such a speech was unnecessary and just ridiculously dumb. Yeah. That said, culture, did this further deflate Marvel because this was the chance for them to make a turn and that's gone? Did they lose the opportunity or can they redeem this show?
Well, I mean, it's going to depend. A lot of word of mouth needs to get out there in the world. It hasn't so far. And here's the interesting part, Pro. I have not finished watching the first 2 episodes of this. And I think it aired again. Did it air again?
Is that out culture? Is that out of boredom or is that out of a lack of time? Like what is you got started, but you couldn't finish it?
Or how about I haven't been able to get back to it because other things are in the way, like life.
It's not a priority.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that maybe the sun's set on Disney Plus. I won't say it's necessarily set on Marvel. Again, that was my second.
There is one more thing I'll throw in there is that Netflix did cancel this show on season 3. So,
but Marvel and Disney Plus are not completely disconnected. I mean, as goes Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney Animation, one would suspect so goes Disney Plus, and so there may be some shared correlation in what's happening. That's what I would say.
I'm with you on the shared correlation bit. I will say this. I think that this is not necessarily an effect of people being done with Marvel, which I mean that we'll see after Thunderbolts. But I think it's more like Disney Plus isn't worth people's time. I'm trying to figure out a reason to even keep it on my Roku. To have Disney Plus sitting on my Roku, because it holds up a channel spot and it makes it harder to get to more important things like YouTube. So it's very possible that many streaming services are going to find fewer customers just because they're just tired of them. The fare that they're providing isn't top tier, and while the film and television shows now look the same, especially when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, there's nothing special about them, and that's something that Hollywood's missing as a whole. So anyway, those are just my thoughts. So.
As Emmett was told once upon a time in a franchise not owned by Disney, surprisingly, they've lost the special. Gonna take a while to get it back. Good night, game over, drive home safely. Folks, this video is done. But before we all head home, we only ask one thing. Folks, as you get ready to head on out, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below and share your thoughts, for a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Waste not that beautiful personality of yours. And folks, we would say as you get ready to head out the door, that it has been an honor to spend time with you, an attitude of gratitude each and every time that you elect to join together with us. Breaking bread and breaking entertainment, well, the industry. No, we like entertainment. It's the industry that irks us sometimes. Well, it was a good time. We hope you had a good time. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be up. 3 days of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.